There you go, guys. The method works. A bit of a bad chub there. Something's had his tail off, possibly a cormorant or maybe a pike or something. But yeah, he just absolutely nailed a tiny little fly. But I'll show you a bit of the gear I'm using in a little while. Afternoon, guys. Andy the Budget Angler here, just out on the local river. Something a little bit different today. We're going to do it wrong. We're doing a budget angler doing it wrong. So I'm going to do a bit of fly fishing, but I'm not going to be using my fly fishing rod. I'm going to be fishing with the ultralight lure rod and a little float. So similar to the tiny little weeny little size 14 lures that I'd had roach and rudd and perch on that you would have seen. I've done a few videos with them now. So just got some flies that I've tied myself. And I've been out here loads sort of fishing over the last couple of months over summer, and there's quite often dace taking insects off the surface. Some of them are quite nice fish. So I've just got some little nymphs. I've got some wet flies, got a few dry flies, but I think I don't think I'm going to be able to get the kind of precision sort of lay of the line that I will be able to get with a fly rod. But we'll see how we get on, and fingers crossed we get a few fish for you. Well, guys, sometimes the mind boggles there. I've no idea how it got that in its mouth. Well, there you go, guys. Switched from a fly just to a little micro jig because they're a little bit more weight, you know, and get under the surface a bit more. And I just retrieved it through over there and got this little chublet, so I'm happy with that. Bit of a fail on the flies, to be honest, but you know, it does catch, but it's a lot more difficult than I was bargained for, to be honest. So I can see why people are using a fly rod. What about that then, guys? What a roach, absolutely cracking. Just a fantastic little take as well. Absolutely nearly pulled it out of my hands. Just on a tiny little white goose quill nymph there. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, what a take. Excellent. There you go, love a little roach. Not as big, but absolutely smashed it. It blasted out like a trout. Absolutely brilliant. It's definitely this method works. Absolutely great fun. If you know where the fish are and you sort of fancy getting out fly fishing, then you can just definitely do it on a light lure rod. I'll talk you through the gear I'm using in a bit. Another roach there, no rudd, and I think there are more rudd in here than there are roach, but I think generally I've found, in my experience, that roach are much more inclined to chase a bait, like chasing lures and stuff like that, rather than just waiting for it to come to them. And rudd will sit there and take it just under the surface, but roach will definitely chase it. Look at that, right to the tip of the rod. You see that? Absolutely minute. That is ambitious to get that fly in its gob, isn't it? Well, I just took you through the gear I'm using, guys, and if you probably noticed that we're at a different venue now. So obviously I had a few fish on the stream there and switched onto the little tiny lures, but I'm back on the flies on the lure rod now. This is a Decathlon telescopic. It's actually a new one that I've blown the budget and spent £25 on because I've been having a bit of a disaster recently. I've been moving stuff around and whatnot, and I've actually managed to crush 2 rods beyond repair just in just stupid household accidents while I'm sorting out my gear to get ready to move. So yeah, more for me, and I need to take more care. It's not exactly budget angling if you have to buy a new rod every month, even if it is cheap. So yeah, anyway, that's that. This reel is this is the first outing for this reel as well. I was using a different one, using the little Shimano I use. This is the Damn Quick. I don't know, I like that. But yeah, this was actually kindly donated to me by Superviewer Mel after I lost a bag full of gear, and I'm still eternally grateful to Mel. You sorted me out, and yeah, the Shimano one's getting a bit past its best. And it might need taking apart some new bearings, but for £13 reel, I don't know whether it's going to be worth buying them. But anyway, so I've got onto this one. This is just £4 mono straight through, because I'm fishing obviously tiny little things. There are no predators in here either, so there's no chance of getting bitten off. And that's it. This is a little bit longer than I normally use as well. This is about, I think this is about 6.5 foot, and most of the other ultralight stuff I've had has been 5 and a bit foot. The float I'm using, these are on eBay. I think you get about 20 for £2.50 delivered from China, and it's just a polystyrene ball painted orange. I've got a float stop above it, and just a little shot, a BB below it, just for a bit of casting weight. And this particular fly is a tiny little red buzzer tied on a little gold like grub hook, and it's about a size, I suppose that's about a size 16. I can't remember what it is now when I tied it, but yeah, and that's brought the smaller fish, and it was a slightly different one that brought that better roach that you may have seen. You haven't seen that, I'll edit that out. But yeah, that'll be coming next. So I've just caught a few before I film this little bit here. So yeah, that's me trying to remember what order I'm doing my filming in, the joys of it. So yeah, anyway, let's try and get a few more fish. There you go, guys, another weenie roach there. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful orange eye on him. That was just a straightforward retrieve. It's about 2 foot below the float, but obviously as I'm retrieving it, it's just below the surface, and you can actually see him blow up on it. It's absolutely brilliant. So I'm trying 2 retrieves at the moment, guys. Either just a straightforward retrieve, just very slowly. I don't know if you can see that, just very, very slowly. You can just see it retrieving. Or sometimes I just jiggle it like that, and I just use my finger really, just to kind of add a little tiny bit of movement to the rod tip. And when I've actually looked at it, it's not actually generating lots of different movement to the fly, but both seem to work, and it just sort of gives me a bit of something to vary to. I've not had any luck with sort of retrieve and pause like I would if I was pulling it through on the fly rod, which is interesting. So I think this is actually going to teach me, oh I just took it just there. This is going to teach me, I think, probably some different techniques for actually fishing the fly. And because I'm obviously not fishing with a long leader, I can get it right down to my sort of the tip here. The rod's a bit shorter than my fly rod. I can actually sort of kind of see how the fly's behaving right to my feet, where it's not always as easy to do that when you're fly fishing, because you end up trying to fit, if you fish it right to your feet, you end up with the sort of the leader pulled right through the eyes. So it's obviously not as practical to do that. So this is definitely giving me some insight into fish behaviour as well. So it's well worth doing, it really is. Another one there, guys. I don't know if it's coming out on the camera, but when they pull, they really do pull the rod. It's only a very light tip, and with a light line, you can feel every single little take. It's brilliant fun. I really, really would recommend this. Well, that works, doesn't it, guys? Just filming this outro a day after being at the village pond. I'm just at the club, one of my club lakes. Not fished this lake before, but I'm just trying to get a video out, although the fishing's going really, really hard today, so I might have to come back to finish this video. But anyway, more about the flies on the lure rod. I've sort of been trying to sort of work on an alternative to the like the little trout magnet minis, and I just hadn't been able to create an adequate size 14 jig hook. I've tried gluing various kinds of slotted bead to different fly hooks, and they're okay, but they just don't sit that well in the water, and I haven't tried them yet, but I definitely will. And I'm also just struggling to find like a suitable sort of fake maggot soft plastic, something that does have a bit of action to it and a little bit of movement, but I will persevere with that. But in the interim, I mean, if you can get hold, if you want to try that sort of thing, like just fishing something different for silvers, I'd definitely recommend getting yourself some flies or tying your own. If you can tie your own, brilliant. I mean, you probably need a vice and that, but you can get kits for like sort of 30 quid on Amazon and stuff like that, but you can buy the flies on eBay for like next to nothing, especially if you don't get them from this country and have them sent over, because they're so small and like the postage is normally really cheap. So yeah, have a look, and I'm convinced with those rudd there as well, dry flies would definitely really work as well, but I didn't have any with me. I don't know why I didn't put any in, to be honest, but I've not tied any dry flies as such, but I've got a few that I've purchased, so I'll definitely give that a go again. But yeah, I mean, it really did work. No whoppers. That first roach at the pond was great, happy enough with that, but in terms of sort of the regular catching there's not a huge stock of big fish there, and there's no predators in that lake, so I think the fry kind of are allowed to proliferate, so to get through them is really, really difficult. I think some wading heron needs to bring a few perch eggs with him. I think that would do the pond some good. But yeah, absolutely well pleased I tried it, and obviously had a few little fish on the had a minnow as well on the river, which you would have seen, and then back over to the pond. Worked really well. So yeah, absolutely happy with that, and the experiment worked, so tick that one off the list. Hopefully you've enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed making it. If you have done, please hit that thumbs up, please drop me a sub, and that just leaves me to say thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers guys, fish on.